Welcome to the Kendy and Raybo podcast, sponsored by Anderson's Bar and Grill and the Blind Tiger Bar. We may pick up from where we left off.
Which is what?
Which is me having insulted you.
Oh, yeah. And a lot of people have said that too, you know. I pulled up beside Kieran Wheeler outside Supermax today, right? He said, I was only listening to you. He said, Kendy, what kind of a Doc Marten was it? I said, it's a normal, bog standard black shoe. Someone else messaged us on Instagram and said, let me get a look at these yokes. You made out, man, like they were clown shoes or something like. Fucking hell. Like, they were just a normal, standard on Dr. Watching broga.
Okay.
You covered insult man's brogy.
No, I also thought it would be nice to start off the podcast with, you kind of doing, what I was saying was like you just looking down kind of all forlorn and upset with me. Like, yeah.
Like that, you mean?
So you be like that now, and I'll be
acting.
Yes. Oh, here we go now.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
okay, go for it. So
okay, and then.
Yeah. Are you going to say something or?
I suppose I owe you an apology.
Maybe.
I spoke out of turn about your nice shoes, the Doc Martens, and as a result, I just want to say I'm sorry, and I hope, and I promise I'll never do it again. And you've lovely shoes.
You think they're the nicest shoes I've ever seen? Fuck's sake, Ray! Jesus Christ! Couldn't keep it up, could you?
They're not the nicest shoes I've ever seen.
Oh, shut up, man.
But look, it wasn't.
You know what the annoying thing about what you're saying is now, we're back into it again, man. You couldn't hold apology for 14 seconds, right? Is that not only are they the nicest shoes looking ever in the history of the world, also, I've learnt now what it means to have a good pair of shoe out in bad weather, man.
Oh.
Because the Peace Park was in shit, man, for a finish after all the rain on Saturday and all that. Yeah. I didn't get one droplet on a sock.
Okay.
Not one droplet. They kept the whole lot out, man. So who's laughing now? Probably still you. But
yeah.
look, I know, but stop is what I'm trying to say to you. Stop with the laughing.
Look, it wasn't the reason we took a week off anyway.
No,
it's you been dry. That's why we took the week off.
There was a cooling down period, of course, that was needed, but it wasn't 2 weeks.
No.
I'll tell you that much.
No.
We took a week off because we went on holiday.
Oh, yeah.
And you went on holiday and I didn't.
You didn't.
No, you were actually back in time, but I was still flat out in the middle of working. Can we just explain before we go any further what we mean when I say flat out and working now? Because we talked about it for about 2 months, and no, we haven't actually said. I now officially work with a company in town called Studio Rove.
What are you?
I am everything, right? You're not really a videographer, but I know my way around the lens, right?
Right.
Not really a director, right? But I know how to talk to people.
Right.
Shout at them. Hey, whoa, on your camera. Hey, come here. Yo.
You have the little Britney Spears on you as well.
I do have a little Britney Spears little hip-hop mic, and in that mic, like, where a director on RG might say, so camera 3 coming to you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, my approach would be more, hey, quick. Okay, I'm on you. Sorry, you're moving, I'm on you. I'm sorry. I apologize more to the, like, I've seen other directors in operation over the last couple of months and producers of shows, right? Based on what we do. We do multicam broadcast. That's what Studio Rove is. Anyway, and I've seen some of them in operation, and like the director guys and the producer guys are like really hard hitting. They're like, sharpen it up now, quick. I'm coming to you. I'm on you now. You gotta do, Yeah. Whereas I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm on you. I know you're moving. Sorry. Yeah, but you can't be like that in this business, though. Yeah. You have to roar abuse at camera operators, and I can't do that.
Do you have your own kind of chat?
What do you mean?
As in your own, that joke, put it on the yoke.
Yeah.
Take it off the yoke. Yeah. Drag it back. Well, pull it forward.
Yeah, and there's also stuff that I do, like where I try to be as professional as possible when I'm directing shows like that and stuff. Right. But
Are you a director now?
Yeah, so like I directed some of the Flaffest at Raymond.
So this is why you didn't have wet feet?
This is why I didn't have wet feet.
Yeah, I didn't have cold feet.
I was wearing my Dr. War jeans.
Yes, in the Peace Park, which is a little park, which I need to talk to you about.
Yeah.
The little park in the middle of Sligo. It's owned by the church.
It's owned by the Diocese of Elphin.
And I'll tell you something.
Some Diocese of Elphin, man, it's
a big one.
Elphin's about an hour and a half from here, like.
I do fierce problems with the nice places the church owns.
Yeah, I know, it's mad.
And they get to pick what goes on in it. There's no way you'd see an Owl Disturbed gig or Metallica gig
Not
in the Peace
a chance.
Park.
I mean, they actually said no fucking Metallica. But what happened, Jordan, as well, was you notice that clock in the cathedral in Sligo goes off every half hour, I think, right? And it rings for about 20 seconds. And a young fella there said to me, why does that thing go off?
What?
Every half an hour, right?
A young fella asked you.
A young fella asked me, why is that thing going off every half an hour? And I said, although Ireland's a progressive country, it's the Catholic Church's way of knowing that they're still our overlords, which is exactly what that is, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're like, I don't care if it's annoying the head of everyone. That thing's ringing every half hour, so they know that we still run this place.
Yeah.
Right? And the land there is owned by the Diocese of Elphin. Now, fair play to them for giving it to us, right? I don't know if the bishop did or not, or what.
I just have this impression, right?
Go on.
Of the bishop sitting in his big office below in Elphin.
Yeah.
Right? Down Roscommon.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there in the big office, and the flat people come in like all kind of, hello, sorry, please, please, please.
Kiss your little fucking ring, will I?
And he's like Bishop Brennan out of Father Ted with the big red cane. And he's going, what is it you want?
Yeah.
Because there's a little park in Sligo.
Please, sir.
Please.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
and then basically the bishop goes, oh, what's it for? It's not for any of that rock music.
Yeah, well, they did.
And
say,
then,
yeah.
And this thing, oh no, it's only diddly ish, diddly oddly, biddly bobbly, diddly. That's all it is.
Yeah, if it wasn't skittle the eye music.
And then the bishop is sitting there and he's smoking his pipe. Right.
Let the
you can have it for a few days. But only a few days.
Yeah, that's
just
actually
a few.
That's 100% how it would have went
and
down.
And then you
as
took
well.
the piss in, you got Moxie in with a drum kit.
Yeah, but he didn't know there was a drum kit there though.
Oh.
We rang the Bishop of Elphin and we said, you may go to bed early tonight, Luffy, now.
Yeah.
No need to worry about that. That's going on down here at all.
Yeah.
And Moxie came in with a drum kit.
Yeah.
And
marvellous.
And a 7-piece band. They were unbelievable though. You were at the Moxie gig.
I was at the Moxie gig. I really, really enjoyed it.
Sorry, I don't know if we really actually told me what the Flat Fest ran about.
Flat Fest.
You can't have the Flat anymore because COVID doesn't like music. So they put on Flat Fest instead. And that's what this is.
It is, but we were still at a big gig in a park.
It was savage.
So it's amazing what the people, the GEA, the FLA, the church.
Yeah.
COVID doesn't affect them.
Yeah.
Communions and confirmations work away.
Yeah, that's the thing. And did you see the Gaiety Theatre's tweet yesterday? Unreal, wasn't it?
It was unreal, but then I thought about it and I didn't necessarily agree with it.
Okay, lovely. I can't wait to hear this. Go on. Go on.
Brendan, thumbs up in the background here.
Go on.
By the way, Brendan's back, by the way, on the cameras. Fair play,
Brendan is back on the cameras, ladies and gentlemen, after his little hiatus. And I want to talk about Brendan for a couple minutes. But let's come back to what the Gaiety said.
No,
okay?
no, that was a lovely segue now. I got out having to tell you what I really feel.
Okay, we don't have to talk about that. Okay, but we will talk about it. Anyway, Brendan is back behind the cameras again here today, right? Yeah. Now, he went away for a little while in as well. I have to get to the bottom of this. No, sorry, I have to give him his kudos.
Oh.
Brendan interviewed 2 Olympians this week. Brendan, what were their names? Mona McSharry and Chris O'Donnell.
Eloquent,
right?
isn't he?
And he interviewed them for his own show called The Sligo Show.
Yeah.
And it was a huge scoop for Brendan to get 2 Olympians on The Sligo Show. And the boys got sponsorship from Sligo IT as well to sponsor the show.
Get it.
Unreal. Absolutely unreal. Those boys will not be on the late, right?
Rodalsey.
Rodalsey
wouldn't get it. But Tommy's Tiernan wouldn't get it.
It's unreal. So Brendan gets all that, and it's amazing that he did. My question is, what are we paying him for then?
What are we paying him for? Yeah. If he's doing this stuff for free, is what you're saying, is it?
No, we're paying him to get us guests and people.
Oh yeah, I didn't think of that.
And then he goes to get sponsorship.
You have your own show now, is it? Oh, that's fine.
And he just takes all the scoops for him, and we're giving him 20% of our pound. Not a lot, but it's fucking, you know what I mean?
20% of our pound is about €20. Look, at fair play to him.
No, fair play to him, all to say, but I mean, can we cut him loose now because he's obviously just doing his own thing?
No, we won't be. We'll be progressive, unlike the Catholic Church. And we'll welcome him into our arms, and forgiveness is key.
Come here. Why was the Gaiety Theatre tweet wrong? What the Gaiety Theatre said, lads, was they said for anyone who's coming to our matinee show today, the 50 people that are coming, be careful of heavy traffic in Dublin because there's 24,000 people going to the GA game.
Yeah.
And their point being was obviously that save the arts and football gets to do what they want. That was the idea.
Yeah. First of all,
I go take us up the Apple TV.
Yeah, let's just talk about the.
Sorry, we will get to this eventually. No,
fair play to the Blind Tiger.
The Blind Tiger
and the Cocktail Club for some beautiful. I'm drinking. What are you drinking?
I am drinking, Ray. I can't believe I'm about to say this. I'm drinking an Appletini. I grew up watching Scrubs, right? Mm-hmm. And I said to Nicola today, "Why is Appletini in my head?" She said, "That's what JD used to drink out of Scrubs." So I can't wait. I've never had an Appletini before. Why are you grimacing? What's in that? What are you drinking?
I'm drinking Little Red Riding Hood.
And?
It's Jesus. Put hairs in your chest.
It's drinking it.
It's unreal.
I can't wait to try an Appletini. I've never had one. I know it's going to blow the head gasket off me, but try Nexium.
I'm glad you have the Nexium in the drawer now because I need it after this. So sponsored by the Blind Tiger and Nexium. Is that nice? Oh, there's a bit in your mouth, is it?
I thought there was a hair. I thought there was
Right. I'll tell you about it.
That's
now
like savage apple juice.
Now that I have drink in me, I'll tell you what I really think.
All right, okay, go on. So I can't wait. Big build up to this now. Go on.
Look, at the Gaiety, fair play to them, they drew attention to the fact that the GAA, who, like the church and the FLA, own this country. And
The fly on this country. Yeah.
well, to be one of the trio.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Okay. Trad music,
Trad music,
the church, and the JA.
And the GAA. That's the pillars on which this country is built on.
Yeah.
And there are our
That's
overlords.
3 legs of the table. I don't know what's holding up the other side.
The rest of us.
Yeah, all the rest was holding up the one leg. Okay.
Yeah, lovely alliteration there.
Lovely.
Anyway, but I just thought, right, Croke Park is, what is it, an 85,000 seater stadium.
Yeah, and the Gaiety holds 500 or whatever the fuck
And
it
the
is.
Gaiety's inside and Croke Park outside.
Mm-hmm.
And if you put 24,000 into the Croke Park, they're all fairly spaced out.
Yeah.
They all enter via one controlled entrance and they go out via one controlled entrance.
Like cattle.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, one could say it's like cattle.
Or like sheep.
Yeah, like very
No,
nice.
like
yeah,
sheep
yeah.
on the Clarkson
So
farm. Go on, anyway.
What I'm basically saying is that it's just not comparing like for like. Yes, they're right. In fairness, there's an awful pile of restrictions on all the entertainment and arts industries at the minute, and it is very annoying that the GAA get away with it. But in fairness, they have an 85,000 seater feckin' stadium.
The only reason that there's anything allowed to happen in the arts industry now is because the government, and this is a good point, right? Hopefully no one has made this point. I hope that the government keep messing up every day. Right?
Yeah.
I hope they keep messing up every day because every time they do, they have to open something else.
They do.
Do you know what I mean? They have to go, fuck, did we do that?
Did we do that?
Oh, we better tell them they can do it as well.
Yeah.
That's what ends up happening.
I think an awful lot of thanks needs to go to Catherine Zapone.
Catherine Zapone.
She's the hero that this country needed.
She's like Wonder Woman.
Oh,
I do
marvellous.
wonder about her. Like, I don't know what she's doing or who she is,
But
she's there and she saved it.
She was in a position that
She saved the music industry.
She threw a party, right? Invited everybody to it.
Yeah.
Everybody came to it.
Yeah.
And nobody batted an eyelid because
Yeah.
it was Catherine Zapone. You know,
Yeah.
you go to Catherine's party out
Catherine
in
and the Sapones. Sounds like a band, doesn't it?
But yet, it's just marvellous the way and then it came out. Oh, they all went to a party. Oh, shite. But we were allowed, but we forgot to tell Falch Ireland.
Yeah, I forgot to tell you that you were allowed. Which
Yeah.
it brings you back to remember the arguments that were happening a couple of weeks ago where like people were saying, but you're allowed to have music. Falch Ireland are only guidelines, it's not law,
Yeah.
right? And people were saying, load of bollocks, it is law. They proved that it
It is just
no.
guidelines.
It's just guidelines.
Yeah,
Yeah. And
break it away.
and that's the thing.
One thing that isn't a guideline.
Go on.
Now, I was...
Dancing.
Dancing.
Dancing is not a guideline, man.
I've never seen anything getting such a bad abuse.
Honestly.
It's like, I don't know what you call it, a vendetta.
Yeah, they have a vendetta against the two-step, against the merengue,
The shimmy,
against the jive. God
waltz.
forbid you try and bring your out on for a waltz.
Yeah.
No shagging way. You can three-step your way straight into that jail down in Castlereagh.
Did you ever think you'd see the day
No,
that
unbelievable.
dancing would be illegal? You know,
Unbelievable.
we come out with river dance. That's illegal in this country now.
No! In 1995 or 6 or whatever the hell it
think it was
was,
6, yeah.
Ireland blew the world wide open with Riverdance, right? Hawley Flatley went out,
Yeah.
and your one with the red hair who everyone always forgets about,
Yeah.
right? They landed out onto the stage and they blew the world wide open.
Now
and,
they're illegal in their own
and
country.
30, not great at maths, 60 years later, 60 years later, the government have come out and said all of that is now officially illegal.
There was no ambiguity in it. Dancing is not permitted.
Me and you stand up here in this room now, Ray, and I can waltz you around this room. It'll be the most romantic thing you've ever seen. But
Yeah.
I'll be straight in Castlereagh prison for 12 months.
What I wish is that the Gardaí would actually try, because I know from unnamed sources that there's weddings happening around the country.
Yeah.
And there's pub gigs.
Oh, there is, of course.
And there's dancing happening left, right, and Kendy.
Yes, there is.
And the guards aren't intervening.
No.
So there's clearly a law in place and no one's willing to implement it.
But I know why.
Why?
Because the guards are afraid that they could get pulled in to a siege of Venice. And then they'll be a culprit as well for it, man. Because they can't help it, like.
Do you really think that's what it is?
A guard will go in and go, whoa, whoa, and he'll try to stop. Next thing he's going, fucking, I'm stepping in, I'm stepping out. And oh, Jesus, I'm caught up in it myself, man.
It's like when you're on the edge of a dance floor at a wedding and you get pulled in and all of a sudden you're there for the whole night.
Yeah, you can't rant about it. That's the thing. They'll be 2 hours in, and one guard will turn to the other one and say, did I just do a full set of the Siege of Venice and then the Siege of Balbriggan as well on top of it?
That's very good.
That's what's going to happen, lad.
So that's the reason the National Police Force are not willing to implement this law because
can't.
they'd be afraid they can't.
Yeah, no, they will
Yeah.
be held accountable for the same thing.
And it's not like that when it comes to, when they say drugs are illegal.
Yeah.
It's not like, when they land
Yeah, well,
in
the
the
guard
house.
has never bust the door down in Tala like I'd done 3 bags of coke, if that's what you're wondering.
what I'm wondering.
Well, maybe he did as well. I mean, I don't know. Like,
Yeah, that'd be very funny.
there'd be a lot of whistleblowing going on, though.
Yeah.
Imagine the whistleblowing in the guard station now. Like,
Can
you
I
know,
say something else?
go on.
It seems like the laws that I know we always go on this, but look, we're getting it out of the way.
Go on. Yeah, go on.
It seems like all these laws, these very, very big laws and guidelines that were all put in place for the people that are full of anxiety about the whole thing. And then there's another batch of people who are shag them.
Are you on about the two extremes?
Yeah, there's basically...
And you think that the laws are made for the extreme of the
government had to
most
put
cautious.
these in to keep the cautious people happy.
Yeah.
And then everybody else going, great, sound as a bell. So when I went to my first pub experience there after these, new guidelines were brought in,
Yeah.
I won't name the pub, but I rocked into the pub. Brendan was with me,
Yeah.
right? You didn't come because you were working.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we didn't even ask it because you were working.
Yeah, that was actually like a real heart-melting moment. You were like, look, Kendy, we're out for a pint. We didn't bother to ask you because we knew you wouldn't come. That's when you go, fuck, man. That like, you know what I mean?
When you stop getting asked.
Yeah, when you stop getting asked, you realise like there's something wrong there.
Wrong in your. But anyway, you didn't seem to faze you. But anyway,
I was too busy.
we went into the pub and we rocked up. We sat up at the bar.
Yeah.
Right. Nobody stopped us on the way in. This
sounds
there was
lovely.
no passport shown.
Oh, lovely.
Or COVID passport or anything.
Lovely.
Sat up at the bar. We ordered 2 creamy pints.
Yeah.
Right, and a bag of potato to share between the two of us. We were at the bar, sitting at the bar, something I hadn't done in a year and a half.
Yeah.
And then the book landed down was a big notebook, like one of the May 4 ruled copybook
Yeah,
jobs.
yeah.
And he says, sign your name in there, will you? And it was 3 margins. It was the name, vaccine, and number.
Yeah, that's what you have to do. Your
So you
vaccine number as well.
No, your name.
Oh, right.
You had to tick that you had the vaccine.
All right, okay. You didn't tell him what one, like.
No, you just tick.
Yeah.
And you put your number in.
Unreal.
And then that was it.
Yeah, like that's brilliant. And if they didn't do it, I wouldn't care. If they are doing this, I'm pissed off. But look, it is what it is. Next time,
Yeah.
I can join you
Yeah.
because I'm vaccinated now.
Get away.
We haven't talked about this since.
You got the Johnson.
I got Johnsoned out of it.
Did
right?
you? How was it?
Wasn't too bad. The sting was taken out of it. I'm trying to say this fucking nice now. Let me think for a second. I bought a junkie his meds. Right?
What?
Okay. That wasn't the nicest way of saying it. Let me think about this again. A gentleman needed medicine.
Okay.
He didn't have money, apparently.
Right.
So I bought his prescription for him. I was sitting down waiting to get Johnsoned.
So you're in a chemist.
I'm in a chemist.
Right.
Sitting down waiting to get Johnsoned.
Right.
Right. And this guy comes in who looks a little bit worse for wear. Like, he was definitely on something. Like, and that might be wrong to say, but I think he was probably on something. Anyway, he comes in, he says, I need that. His card gets declined. He says, I need my medication now.
Did he say it along the lines of, we need medication now?
That's racist now against Dublin people, Raymond, if ever I heard it. Like, straight away you thought junkie and you said Dublin.
Was that the way he said it, was it?
Close enough, yeah. I wasn't too far off it. No, but I got so awkward. I was like, I'll buy it, right?
Right.
Because he was shouting at the people behind the counter. They were saying, we can't give it to you. He was saying, I won't be back here in Sligo for ages.
Okay.
'Cause I'm from Dublin. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. I said, how much is it? They said, it's only £8. I said, I'll buy it for him, right?
Okay.
And then I went in to get Johnson's, and your one said, fair play to you for doing that. He tries this all the time. I said, he fucking called me then. They're like, oh yeah, he's always trying to get it for free. I was like, what? I thought he was genuinely in need of his prescription, like.
You got got.
But karma is a wonderful thing, Ray.
Is it?
Because I landed into a 24-hour in Sligo.
Wait now.
2 days ago.
You got Johnson out of it though. You may skip that
I know,
bit.
we'll go back to it. We'll go back to
okay,
Johnson out of
fine.
it. I landed in to get me lunch 2 days ago on a 24-hour in Sligo, and my card wouldn't tap, right? It was brokered.
The
and
card was broked.
The card got broken.
Or you were broke.
No, my phone. No, my phone
right.
wouldn't tap.
Right.
Turned out the NCF was off. I thought that was milk. Anyway, there's a thing on your phone. You have to turn it on, NFC or something, I don't know.
Okay.
A fella behind me said, I'll get that for you. And I said, are you sure? He said, take it and enjoy your lunch. And I thought back to the junkie, and I was like, that's the world telling you fair play to you, Kendy.
It's pay it forward, as they say. The
Yeah,
universe
pay it
fucking
forward,
after you.
yeah. So tomorrow I'm going to buy a fella a Ferrari, and we'll see what happens.
You're right.
Right, see what happens after that. Anyway, I got Johnson out of it.
Yeah.
I went in, right, let's call her Bernadette, right? I don't know what her name was. Let's
For
call
the
her
purposes
Bernadette.
of this podcast, we'll call her Bernadette.
I land in, she said, that junkie's always trying to get his meds. Anyway, she said, I'm going to just throw this into you. And she said, the one line that everyone says, sure, you have tattoos anyway. I said, it's not the same, Bernadette Lovey, right?
Did she actually say, I'm going to throw it into you?
She said, I'm going to throw it into you.
Okay.
I said, all right, okay. I didn't know I was in a brothel. No, right?
Right, okay.
She said, you don't have to look if you don't want to. I said, Bernadette, I might take you up on that one, actually. I think I might not look at this, right? And I looked away and it was over in 3 seconds.
Yeah.
And I said, is that it?
Yeah,
and she
it's
said,
not
that's
bad
it.
at all.
I couldn't believe the
Yeah.
relief. Right?
I can't believe the amount of giving out you've been doing about it.
I
for
know,
the last year.
but it's the build up, you see. And that's
sure.
why I want to get it done in the chemist, is for exactly that reason. Pay for a junkie's meds and then get a thing and then go home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no big deal about that thing done. I didn't want to go down to Vinnie Higgins shouting at me with a megaphone down to Sligo IT, like saying, you're in boot 23, Kendy.
Yeah.
And there's a fella in there with a mask and a fucking hazard suit. Like, that's not what I wanted. Your one was stacking the perfumes 1 minute, and the next minute she was giving me the dose.
The Johnson.
She was dosing me out with
Yeah.
me. And there's no double dose. I'm
No,
not going back in again. Even though, look, I don't think the Johnson thing does added to
No.
that. Here's the thing as well.
Seawater.
Seawater. We got a report today that in Germany, 9,000 people have to get revaccinated because some woman pumped them full of seawater.
That's all they got.
Instead of Johnson.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, to be swimming with the dolphins next after that. But the one thing I will say is that I never got sick at all. And I can't believe that happened, because I know other people that got the Johnson and they got walloped by it.
People who got the Johnson got walloped.
People got walloped after a Johnson raid. They're in wheelchairs and everything, man.
Can't walk.
Picture this, right? Picture this. Couldn't walk after the Johnson. Picture this. A guy went into a pharmacy in Sligo.
I've pictured it.
He got the Johnson, and there was about 5 people waiting after him to get Johnson.
Yeah.
And he fainted in the chemist.
Oh, class.
Right? You're not going to see this on RT News now.
No.
But can you imagine if I was the one after him?
Yeah.
I would. No way would I go back in.
Why didn't we do something like a hidden camera job?
Well, I was going to record it, but I got so panicked beforehand that I didn't. Like,
right.
You know what I mean? But can you imagine? So he fainted. Another friend of mine got the Johnson. He said he never felt sick in his whole life the next day. Thought he was on the way out.
Yeah.
Nothing happened to me. I got a stiff arm, like one of the boys boxed me in the arm in second year.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was it.
It's a second year dead arm.
It's a second year dead arm.
That's what it is.
And now I'm allowed to join. Allowed. Why did that turn into fucking you want from Girls Aloud there? What you call her? Nadine Kyle. I'm allowed to join you at the bar.
Yeah.
Which a right in which I exercised at the weekend after Moxie finished a gig.
Oh, you did.
I
That's right.
headed down the town to a pub and I walked straight in the door.
Did
and
anyone
I
ask
said,
you for anything?
No one asked me for nothing.
No.
Now I got heckled beyond belief, Ray. I got heckled beyond belief. I couldn't believe it. The Moxie gig was savage.
Yeah.
Everybody tried to flood to the same pub afterwards. We won't name it just in case we get them in trouble. Right?
Right.
I ring Keeve Reynolds, or Kevin Reynolds as they called him today in the Sligo Champion.
Yeah, Kevin.
I rang Kevin Reynolds.
Yeah.
Kevin Reynolds said, I'm in the pub here now
Yeah.
with a load of other vaccinated people. We kept the chair for you. I landed. Shit!
We'll beep that out, don't worry.
I landed to the public question, right? I landed to the public question.
Yeah.
Don't know what, I can't even remember what it was called now anyway.
Yeah, sure.
He said, we have a chair for you here. There was about 40 people waiting outside the door, and every one of them heckled me as I walked by them.
Why were they walking out?
Because they were waiting for seats and the whole lot in the pub, and the place was flooded. And they literally, I mean, they were going as far as nearly flicking me in the back of the ear. Here, what the fuck, man? Where the hell are you going, man? You haven't been here. Like, yeah, it was so awkward.
You did look shook when you came in, indeed.
But sure, I got full abuse, man, the whole way in the door. But that's what's going to happen.
Right.
And the thing is, did you see all the unvaccinated gentlemen then outside? And did you see the woman? You could see her cans through the top.
Oh, that was the thing I wanted to say about the Moxie gig.
Okay, yeah.
There was a great set of it. And I love to use the traditional Irish music, you know, what do you call it? Euphemism there, but there was a great set.
Oh, there was 2 vaccines on show. Anyway, listen, Ray, I have to talk about it. Hang on, put down my appertini. That girl's from Sligo.
Do you know her?
No, I don't, but we have to be very careful.
Oh, very careful.
Bodily autonomy is very important in this day and age, especially for young women.
That's body freedom for anyone that doesn't know.
Yeah, and body
I
freedom.
had to stop there
Liberty.
for a second and go, right, liberty.
Yeah. Very important, especially for young women nowadays, because of the oppression and stuff that's been put on their bodies for hundreds of years, right?
Sound like the British. But go on.
Right? That's Kendy saying that now.
Yeah.
There was kids at that gig.
Oh, no, stop. I'm going to disagree with you again.
What? You think kids should be looking at a pair of cans?
I don't
Young
know
fellas. I know, that's the thing. There is nothing wrong with
What
them.
would you be trying to demonise young fellas or cans or sets?
No, well, what I would say is, look, you can look at cans every day on the internet, like, if you want. Cans mean nothing. They're just cans. Cans are cans. Like.
Cans are cans.
Yeah. But I still think when there's kids at a daytime concert, maybe
Those
don't
kids
wear.
have probably seen more cans than you've seen at this age in your life.
Yeah, that's actually sickeningly true. That is sickeningly true.
Isn't it, Mark?
Fuck's sake, I'm not looking at enough cans. Nick, I'm not looking at enough cans. We just get more cans
I'm
into
just
my
saying
life.
there's nothing wrong with it.
No, there isn't really, like, but I still think it's a bit mad, like it takes some cojones.
It's just not you're not used to seeing it.
It takes some balls to do it, like, doesn't it?
It does not. No, you just go out and you're just not wearing the bra.
But like, what if I went out?
I do it all the time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What if I went out, like, but I was wearing a pair of jocks, right? But there was just a window at the front.
Yeah.
Right? And you could just see, your
Johnson.
beans. You could just see my beans, man.
Right.
Hanging out, like.
Probably there would be uproar and people say, oh, there's children at this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my point.
That's different with a fella. Because
Why?
kids are growing up, when kids are getting breastfed and everything, they're seeing cans the whole time.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You have to see their old ones cans.
And in fairness...
Well, no, I got breastfed by half Casserie, but that's, you know what I mean? And when Mum got tired, she used to go to the neighbours.
Yeah.
Paul,
So
would you sort him
I'm
out
just
there?
saying that why would you be, like, kids are they're innocent enough and they're not, how would you put it, things aren't sexualised when it comes to kids. It's just can't.
Yeah, yeah, but kids. But, so are things sexualised for a 15-year-old guy?
That's a different story altogether. But it's still not wrong. You still can't turn around to the girl and say, don't be putting them out.
No, I know, I'm not
for
saying
fear
that.
the 15-year-olds would get the ideas.
Yeah, I know, but like...
Especially in a church
But
park.
here's the thing, though. But they will.
What if the bishop
Right?
finds out?
So here's the thing. So are we in an agreement then that, like, fellas will look at that and go, class, that's a pair of cans? Right? No, but
yeah,
they will.
I would agree with you.
100%.
If I was 15-year-old me was in that park and I was looking at that going, oh my God.
Probably not
that's
even
cans.
like people in their 40s, 50s, 30s, whatever.
Yeah,
Fellas would go, savage, pair of cans.
Yeah.
Fellas love cans. It's one of their favourite things in the world.
It is.
Right? So then, is she then allowed to be mad? That's what I'm wondering.
Oh, if we look at them.
Yeah, is she, you know, if you're like, geez, class pair of cans, is she allowed to go, how dare you? You know what I mean?
Oh,
These are the parts that I don't understand, like.
That's now.
So what's her reasoning for doing it? Like genuinely, and I fucking mean this. Cans are cans, right? That wouldn't ever bother me, like.
Yeah.
But I know that fellas looking at cans go, class cans.
But
We're very much simplifying this argument.
But they're not going to go up and say it to her.
No, but even,
But they might.
Yeah, no, but maybe they might.
Yeah.
Maybe they might, like.
Yeah.
Or like maybe they'll just get caught looking. You know what I mean? They might
And then
go,
it's a whole other problem.
Yeah.
But it's between them and their partner.
well, I mean, a clip around the ear, like from
Do you know?
from a fiance
the
or
wife.
something like it. Yeah.
Will you stop looking at them?
But you know what I'm saying, though? Is she aware of that? And then is that okay?
I think the people who do that, anyone that does that,
Yeah.
who would be confident enough to be able to go out in that way,
Yeah.
I think is confident enough to go out and it doesn't really pay much heed to it.
Yeah.
And I think that's marvellous because
Yeah.
to have that means that they're not, the inhibitions aren't there and they're kind of going, look, you're just, it's natural.
Yeah, but are they aware that fellas are going to go class?
I would hope they would be.
Yeah, like surely common sense.
I'd hope they'd come to the point where, like,
Yeah.
that's society.
Yeah,
that's
like-
awareness of what you live in.
Like we'll say, so when a woman wears a tight dress out in a night out and a fella goes class, like look at that, she looks gorgeous, right? That she's kind of taking it to a different level.
Now,
of the
hold
same
on
thing.
now.
You know what I
See,
mean?
it's a big difference between the fella that might think it,
Yeah.
right? Because you're allowed to have your own thoughts.
Yeah.
Some people are. But you're allowed to have your own thoughts quietly.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's when you act on it
Yeah.
that it's wrong. As in, you can't be kind of going up and physically kind of going, "Jeez, this is a savage pair of
Physically
drugs."
going like,
Yeah.
"Jeez, that's some."
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, no. Like
I'm saying that nothing wrong.
that's
Everything's fine.
Yeah, but that's the
until
same.
someone,
Yeah, that's the same across the board. Whether a woman's wearing 3 woolly jumpers.
Yeah.
Don't grab a woman.
As in, don't step out of line when it comes
Yeah.
to respect stuff, and
Yeah.
don't make a big deal out of it.
So do you tell her she's gorgeous the same way you tell someone else?
Oh yeah, why wouldn't
Sorry,
you?
I just want to say you look absolutely. I love this outfit. Like,
Yeah, you can do that.
okay,
Yeah.
I just love the way your
Yeah.
nipples are coming through and
Yeah,
it's really
no, hold on now.
accenting
You
your.
see, would
So
you
that's
actually
too
say
far.
that to someone?
No one, like, would you ever hear me say that to someone?
No, exactly.
Jeez, I really love the way your nipple. That's what I'm
So
saying.
what I'm saying is,
So do normal stuff just prevails? It's the
it
same
should
thing.
be just a normal, reasonable,
Yeah.
logical progression of.
Okay.
Yep, she's pair cans out.
As long as
Fair
she's
play to
aware,
her.
fellas like cans. That's the big
She
thing.
could be aware of that, yeah, but
Yeah.
but you can't turn around and say you can't be doing that because of the way it makes us feel. That's the bit that kind of you can't pull that one out. Will you cover it up there?
No, but there's also like a bit of conservatism that comes into it too, where you're like, you know, some women would go, well, I probably wouldn't show me cans, like, if I'm being honest.
That's a personal choice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But again, it still comes back to the fact: can I take my Mickey out then and go? That's my personal choice. Take my Mickey out.
It probably is, but the world isn't ready for your Johnson.
No, that's the thing. I'd get arrested straight away, like if I took the Mickey out. Now that's not the same though, because she hasn't taken out the fanny, like. So we're getting into a different argument here now. Can she walk around George Bush? You know what I mean? Like, is that the next progressive step?
I believe there's laws there with indecent exposure to an extent.
So where does it stop?
Well, we'll have to look to Falch Ireland for that.
We might look to Falch Ireland. Decent exposure, decent indecent.
If you wanted to move on something, Catherine Zapone nearly set up an owl party.
I might get on to Catherine Zapone.
Yeah.
When does indecent exposure become a thing? Can I show Starfish or Mickey or what can I show? Like, I just want to know for the future because I go to Flatfest next year. Anyway, let's get on to the crack.
Any of this.
Feck's sake, we've been talking all day about Wallop. You went on holidays. Do you want to get on to that a little bit?
Sure,
I presume you were going to say something like...
We went to Youghal.
Y'all motherfuckers, man.
Whoa,
sorry, what are you saying? Jesus,
sorry. Went to Youghal. Now, geez, I've all this arseways, so I do.
Right.
Because I have a lot to get into with you.
Go on, get into it, Raymond.
Right, went to Youghal.
Yeah.
We stayed in Airbnb.
Right.
In Youghal.
Yeah.
It was a lady with the name of Phyllis.
Phyllis in? What was she like?
It's very good. Why doesn't she call it that?
Why doesn't she
call it the Phyllis in? Anyway.
That's brilliant.
Phyllis, she used to own a big B&B.
Right.
And she downsized.
Did she?
Yeah.
She knocked the back gable wall out? No.
She sold the whole place. The kids were all reared. Out she went and she bought a little townhouse in the middle of Youghal.
That's a big thing that people do now.
Oh yeah, downsizing.
It always drives me mad. Like, I'm like, you live in a mansion and you want to live in the house like I live in.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so she
mind.
had like a 7-bed bed and breakfast.
Right.
And then she downsized into a townhouse. The front room is hers and the back room she hires out to people like me and Laura.
Does she?
Yeah.
Is she a widow?
No. We're getting into personal stuff now with Phyllis.
No.
And I'd hate to think that she tunes in, do you know, and I'll tell you why I know a lot about Phyllis.
Yeah, because you're living in the house with her. That's weird.
Yeah, but that's what happens. It's like going to visit your aunt.
Yeah, she's like there while you're like...
While we're there.
You come home and you're like, come on in here, Lord. How'd you get on?
That's what happened.
How are things?
Because you come in the front door and the living room was on the left, so she'd be sitting there watching Countdown.
Jesus.
So we landed in, she showed us the room, and she said, there's the room. The room was lovely.
Right.
Little ensuite up the back.
Lovely.
And only 2 rooms in the house.
But where does she sleep?
She sleeps in the front room.
In the living room?
No, in the... the front, yeah, I know you'd call the front room the living room. No, the front room upstairs.
Okay.
So there's a front room out overlooking the street, and there's a back room overlooking the back garden.
That's awful weird for an Airbnb,
you land in, yeah, it's just one room. So you land into Phyllis and she goes, what time do you want the breakfast at? And I says, well, you know, I'm on the holidays now, so...
5 to.
I says, would you do 10?
Yeah.
I was thinking 10 isn't bad. No, I don't want to be going too late.
Yeah.
But she said, yeah, I'll do it for 10.
Right.
And Laura wouldn't be now big on the breakfast. She'd have a coffee in the morning.
Right.
And I said, right, I'll have the breakfast, the full
What do you
Irish.
have?
I came down on the Monday morning. Oh. You come down and it's like an Irish mammy.
Go away.
Making you the freshest, beautifulest breakfast. And you're sitting there talking about all the crack and everything. I was a solid half hour downstairs every morning eating the full Irish breakfast.
Oh, that's
with the
lovely.
mango juice, and I had cornflakes, and I had black and white pudding. And
had you a sausage?
I had 2 sausages.
And Clonakilty, probably.
It was the best pudding I think I've ever... I think the Cork people get a different type of pudding.
Yeah, no, the Cork people know their way around a pig. Man. They pull a lump out of a pig, man, in places that you wouldn't know there was meat at all.
And they get that, and then they sell the rest of the shite up to the rest of the country.
Yeah, that's
because
exactly
it doesn't taste like that elsewhere.
No. They do fresh fucking pork. Unreal.
So Auntie Phyllis was lovely. She just every morning and we come in the evening, we tell her where we were going. I kind of know that she was bringing the granddaughter to horse riding lessons, and
Jesus.
Like we came back at one stage, she was still gone. I said she must be out with the girls or doing yoga on the beach. I knew more about Phyllis.
She's down at the pottery. She's down at the pottery at the bingo. She had the bingo at 9:30, Laura.
So we love that.
Jesus, imagine you were just living with a woman for a couple of days then.
Pretty much, yeah.
For how long, like? How long? How long were you there?
We had 3 nights.
3 nights with Phyllis.
With Phyllis.
And did she? Do you know?
What?
An older woman, like.
What?
Did she ever knock at the door
No!
at night? No, she didn't.
Although it's funny, Laura did say we're going to lock the door. And I said, why are we locking the door? I said, hardly Phyllis is going to come in and talk to us.
But sure, you'd wake up in the middle of the night and you're going, Jesus, Laura, you're ready to go. And you'd look down. Oh, Jesus. You'd say, that's not your shade of lipstick.
Oh.
Jeez, I didn't know you had the purple lipstick
Damn
on,
it.
Laura. The mother of God.
Right.
Jeez, you're getting it off.
Phyllis, no,
Did
wasn't
you lose
like
your
that.
teeth, Laura?
She
What's
wasn't
going
like
on?
that.
What?
She listened to Radio 1.
Oh,
She's a God-fearing woman.
Joe Duffy.
Joe Duffy.
Yeah.
Right, so we're in Yall 3 nights. The Monday, we decided, we arrived on the Sunday night. The Monday, we did the Greenway. Have you heard of this Waterford Greenway?
No.
Nah.
A lot of government initiatives going on, Raymond.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, they decided that the Wild Atlantic Way was something to put pound into.
Yeah.
And why not?
Yeah.
I think the West Atlantic coastline of Ireland is probably the most beautiful place in the world.
It is marvellous.
Now, what happened afterwards was the shitey Midlands and the shitey East Coast said, what about us?
Yeah.
And the government, no more than putting the shite colouring thing that a child done up on the fridge, had to say, okay, we will give you a little sort as well, and then you can do your...
Yeah.
That's what the Waterford Greenway is.
The Waterford Greenway is just a converted railway line. It was a train line, and now they just put tarmacked it.
And
There's nothing green about it. It's a firm shade of blue.
And what do you do? Just drive through nothing?
No. First of all, you park up in Dungarvan.
This is why you shouldn't be giving these people money, local council.
We brought bicycles down. Laura has a bicycle, and I not bought.
Oh, I seen this.
Yeah, I borrowed a bicycle off Michael McConaughey.
Ray, I seen you on Instagram with this, right?
Yeah, I was wearing the padded trouser.
Yeah, but also, hang on a second now. The road that you were cycling down, like, I'd see that in Drishahon in Roscommon, like.
It's like it's a single lane.
That's what I'm saying. It was just a normal
single lane
boring
dual carriageway road because it's so well tarmacked.
Yeah.
It's unreal, like.
Yeah, it's an unreal tarmac.
So we started at Dungarvan.
Nothing around, like.
There's nothing. You see a bit of field on the right and a field on the left.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why the Wild Atlantic Way is way better than any of that shit.
True. Okay, fair point.
Also, I saw it on Instagram.
Yeah.
And when you and Laura go away, you go full Instagram couple, the two of you. You go full Instagram couple.
I got some really funny photos.
No, but it wasn't even the funny ones. It was the YOLO ones and
When
the
did
here
the
we are
YOLO
doing
one?
the yoke
No,
and
I
the
didn't.
pants. Oh, you're very bad for the two of you. Go on anyway. You had the padded pants on. Sorry.
Padded
go on.
pants on, tore off from. We started from Dungarvan. Well, we tried to start, then we realised it was raining. Had to go back into Dungarvan to buy 2 cheap, shitey old rain jackets because we didn't bring any with us because we thought it'd be blistering sunshine.
You didn't go into the mountain, whatever the hell it's called.
Went to Dunch Stores, got 2 tenner.
You've only yourselves to blame.
Max in a pack. Tore off on this cycle. We were cycling from Dungarvan to Kilmacthomas.
Right.
It's 20 kilometres.
Right.
Jesus Christ above.
20k is a cycle.
Yeah.
Ray, you're not fit to do
I
that.
wasn't fit for it. And
No
it was
way.
uphill. Now, people have debated with me saying it's not. It's mostly flat. If you look it up on Google Maps, it says 20 kilometres, mostly flat. Dungarvan is at sea level, which is, 0 metres above sea level.
Yeah.
Right? Kilmacthomas, 50 metres above sea level.
So it's a 50-metre trek up
It's
the
a
way.
50-metre trek over 20 kilometres, which I subsequently found out is less than 0.5% of an incline. But it was still
Yeah,
an
that
incline.
is nothing. That, like, 50 metres over 20 kilometres, like, that is nothing. Like, you wouldn't even know that.
Yeah, but anyway.
No, but I wouldn't do it either, though. I shouldn't make fun of you. 20-kilometre cycle,
But
man.
then you get there and you have to come back.
Yeah, 40
So
kilometres.
I did I never cycled a day in my life and I did 40
You
kilometres
must have
cycle.
been dying.
I was sick with the pain in my legs that
Oh,
night.
stop. I'd say that.
I was broken.
Did you have your
I could
signals
hardly
off?
walk. What?
Did you have your little signals off when you were cycling?
No, there was nowhere to go.
There was no one in your fucking way because
Yeah,
no one
it's
does
just-
the Greenway.
No, there was loads of people on the Greenway.
Right, okay.
Loads of people, and I was always a good mile behind Laura because she took off.
Oh, yeah, she'd be well able, but she
Well
fit as a
able,
fiddle,
fit
like.
as a fiddle,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
So that was me broke the first anyway, so I had to go to bed early because I was killed to the pain.
Yeah, I can only imagine. That's ridiculous, Ray.
Tuesday then we did something a little less exertion.
Go on.
We went to the Titanic experience in Cove.
Wait, no, I was going to say, you were staying in Youghal and you went to Titanic experience in Belfast.
In Cove. No, you remember the time I went to the one in
Yeah.
Belfast and I said it was shite.
Yeah, load of bollocks.
Load of bollocks. The
Yeah.
Titanic experience in Cove, much better.
Why Cove? Oh, is that where it took off from?
That's where it collected the Irish passengers.
Oh,
Apparently
yeah.
123 people got on in Cove.
Right, okay.
Right? And it kind of does the story of them 123.
Okay.
So when you come in, you get a ticket, but you get allocated one of the people.
No way.
So you get told.
Who are you?
I was a 65-year-old lad called Thomas.
Makes sense.
Right?
Yeah, okay. They
Laura-
obviously did it by bodies.
Laura
like.
was a lady. She was 18.
Yeah, of course. Like, they completely did it by bodies.
They
like.
really exaggerated the age difference between us, in fairness. So there she was. Now, she was third class.
Right.
And I was second
Oh,
class.
she was down the Irish doing the fiddly eyes.
Yeah.
Diddly eyes.
And I
yeah.
was kind of hanging out with the big dicks upstairs.
Yeah, savage, man. You'd be
So-
spitting on her. Were you spitting on Laura all day?
Pretty
Get
much.
It, get away,
Well,
you peasant bitch.
For the half an hour of the tour, I was pretty much going, don't be hanging around with me.
Yeah,
You know.
you gotta live that experience. You're
Yeah.
never gonna get that experience ever again.
I was second
You
class
got
citizen.
to treat Laura
Like
like
shit.
shit
Yeah.
because you were told to.
Yeah.
You should have really ate that up, Ray. Like, you should have made the most of that. Like,
Because
get away from me, you bitch. I'll kill you.
They even ask you when you're in the thing, say, have we any second class passengers here?
Oh, that's
and I put the hand, yeah, me. And I said, well, you can wander in there now, see your lovely room. And I was looking at Laura's like pair of bunk beds as she was down third class.
Oh, she couldn't go up and see yours?
No, she couldn't go up and see mine.
That's But imagine if you paid money and you're like, I want to see the whole thing. And they're like, no, we told you you're a peasant.
I know. I told her that she couldn't see it. And then I was working it a bit, like, and then I did.
You should have worked the shite out of it, Ray. You should have said, I'm going to go up and have a chat with the captain. You can't. Get down and fill the coal into them things. They're not going to do themselves. And play your fiddly eye with Leonardo DiCaprio. You baby. He's going to page in the back of the car.
Anyway.
Well, anyway, sorry.
So we ploughed through the half an hour little show where they kind of told us about how they got in the boat to go out to the big boat.
Wait.
Yeah.
Were you on a boat?
No, we weren't. No, we were just in the... This was the White Star Line who ran the Titanic.
Okay.
It was their ticket office we were in.
Oh, some experience. Like.
Yeah, so it's nice.
So did they bring it into the back office and say...
well, they painted the black office to make it look like a boat.
Right, okay.
And they had boat sounds and they had a projector which showed what it would have been like to be on the boat.
Right, okay.
And pictures of people on the boat at the time.
So, unbelievable, Rick.
Seriously interactive.
Yeah, no, but if it is interactive, maybe it's good or whatever. But some of the shy people get away with, like...
It is now, in fairness.
Jesus Christ, like...
We finished the yoke anyway. It turned out that I didn't survive. Because I tell you at the end whether or not you make it or not.
Did Laura make it?
Dora made it, of course.
Women and children.
Women and children first.
Women and children
Yeah,
made it
she's a
off.
good chance, yeah. She's only 18-year-old. Of course she's going to get in the boat.
They were going to go, you get on, lovey.
Yeah,
No bother
hop
at all.
on there now.
Yeah.
And then 65-year-old panting me comes along.
Yeah.
Any room in there for me, no?
Yeah, you're a goner,
no,
man.
You're gone down.
Well, I'm delighted Laura survived anyway.
Yeah, and then...
I'm absolutely delighted you're dead. Honestly, I can't.
But when you go out then to the gift shop, it's really weird.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're selling loads of stuff. They're trying to get all the Americans, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And there's key rings with the names of people that got on and given their backstory.
What?
Yeah, so you'd have like a key ring, like if you bought this key ring, you'd have the little key ring on your keys, and it'd be a constant reminder of poor old Annie McGowan that went down with the Titanic.
Ashton Healy was on it. He was a mechanic. He died.
Yeah.
He died awful.
What? Why would you have that? in
Yeah,
your keys?
who'd want that? Like, you're not going to
stuff.
come back and say, "Yeah, I got you Walter Feeney's yoke there. He's dead now." Like, but what the fuck is that? Like,
Yes, I didn't get to that.
Jesus Christ.
But that was
Did you buy that in the gift shop?
No,
Titanic mug.
no, I went for a poo.
Titanic. You went for a shite in the gift shop.
Well, there was a toilet, and I thought I might take it because we had another event happening after that. So I said I go for a little poo.
Go for a quick one.
Yeah.
You dropped your own iceberg out, man. Fuck. So buy it now.
So then we had,
80% was under the water. Didn't know. I hadn't a clue, man.
we had a Swift Bulmers, and then went out the boat then out to Spike Island.
Oh, how far out is it? Is it actually an island or no?
It's about 5-10 minutes on the boat.
All right, okay. That's
Yeah,
actually...
it's just off the coast.
Well, then it is a bit of an island.
It is an island. It's a full-on island.
Yeah.
There's no bridges to it.
No, yeah, not like Ackle.
And it was beautiful. The only thing is, it's a very sunny day.
Right.
And I was told, Laura had informed me that it was going to be raining. So I happened to drop a feckin' sun cream on me.
Oh, you got scalded.
I got absolutely
Did you?
scalded. Yeah. But
Do you colour at all then after it?
no, just blister in the sun. But without Spike Island, marvellous spot.
Is it?
Have you ever heard of Spike Island?
Isn't there a prison there or something?
It was basically a fortress.
Yeah.
And a prison.
Yeah.
It's just brilliant.
It's unreal, is it?
Yeah, it's really good.
I
yeah.
love that shit. Like, I'd love to see Alcatraz or something along those lines. Like, so that Spike Island thing, that I fucking love that.
Oh,
like.
you'd love this now.
Would I, yeah?
Yeah.
And did you go into little cells?
Well, we need all the little cells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know that there's an interactive, or there used to be certainly an interactive theatre piece for Sligo Jail? Did you ever hear that?
I heard about it.
You would go on a tour of Sligo Jail, right?
Yeah.
And you'd be in a group of about 12 of you.
Mm.
And you'd be chatting to Mary beside you. And you'd be going, Jesus, looks class. And all of a sudden she'd break into, oh my God, I'm caught in the jail. And it's all a big interactive, and they don't tell you who's in on it or who's not in on it.
I'd like that now.
And then you're in there with her, like, and she does her piece, like,
Yeah.
I got arrested for stealing potatoes down in Cahaney's. Oh, jeez. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's cool. Like,
we didn't have that.
No, you didn't have the interactive bit.
We had Agnes.
Right.
And Agnes was kind of standing there going, and now this is a house where a British corporal once lived, and he had a daughter, and her name was Nellie. And Nellie was a saint. And they brought the age of communion back from 11 to 7 because of little Nellie.
And they drove all the snakes out of Ireland. They brought the age of communion back.
Yeah, apparently
Why?
this little child there was something saintly about her. She was very pious or something. I don't know what it was about her. But they petitioned that she would get the communion because I think she was dying at the time.
Oh.
And they wanted her to get the communion. So I think the church after then brought the age of communion from 11 back to 7.
No, and that's why they probably brought the confirmation back as well. And did you know, Raymond, the big howly head and me working in the Diocese of Elfin's land for the last week, did you know you're supposed to have your confirmation as a young adult? Not as a 12-year-old getting £50 in the card off your uncle. You're supposed to get it when you're about 18, man.
Hey.
They fucked the whole thing up, man. No wonder the Catholic Church going downhill by.
One last item from the holiday.
Go on.
On one of the nights we went out for the dinner.
Right.
And of course we had to go outside because she isn't double dosed.
Oh,
So-
that's the thing. Did that happen?
Yeah, that was fine. Yeah, no problem. So we sat outside, and it was the Keys restaurant and bar down in Youghal.
Oh, the Keys. Right, was to play. I played there before, I think.
In Youghal.
Yeah, y'all motherfuckers.
Oh, you would have, yeah.
Yeah, y'all motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Remember it.
So anyway, it was just a quick story. I was ordering dessert. I had a few pints taken.
Yeah.
The lady came down. I said, "Can I have a warm double chocolate fudge cock?" Oh, it was a lovely moment.
Did you ask for a particular size?
No.
Or give me the biggest one you have.
Do you want cream with that? Anyway, moving on.
I want a saucy one in the middle.
Right. We're going to have to talk about a lot of things now.
Okay, go on.
Have you heard of a place called Lavin's Menswear in Ballymote?
Yes, I have heard of Lavin's Menswear Raymond.
What would you know about Lavin's Menswear in Ballymote?
I know that a friend of mine got his wedding suit there.
Very good. Would you recommend Lavin's Menswear?
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen it. Now, we got to be careful now. We got big EJs obviously in the town. But your EJs have the business sewn up, man. Let's go with the small
Hold on now. I'm not going down Lavin's Menswear.
No, let's do an ad for Lavin's.
I'm asking you.
Lavin's Menswear.
Stop it.
What do you need? We have jocks, we
Hold
have
on.
socks. Come here. Do you need a shirt, do you? Come over here and try on this suit jacket.
You'll feel really
Lavin's
stupid
Menswear.
when you hear what I'm talking about.
Shit, man. What did they do?
It's not Lavin's Menswear I'm talking about.
What?
There's a shop across the road called Lavin's Women's Wear.
Lavin's Women's Wear. Do you want a dress, do you?
Have you heard of Lavin's Women's Wear?
Have a look at this wee red yoke we have in the window. Fuck me, you look great in that. Lavin's Women's Wear. Come on in.
You finished now?
We did an ad for both of them. I've never heard of Lavin's Women's Wear. I presume it's the same Lavin. Like.
It's the same Lavin's.
He's Lavin one shop to go over to the other. Keep going.
It's very good. The menswear
You'd be
would
laughing
always-
at you, that fella.
The menswear would always have been the more how would you put it?
Prestigious.
Yeah, well known.
Yeah.
Lavin's Women's Wear, not so much.
Right.
Now, a good friend of the podcast, Sean McCarthy,
Oh, yeah.
his mammy
Yeah.
and her sister
Yeah.
now work in Lavin's Women's Wear.
Are they Lavins themselves?
I couldn't tell you.
Anyway, it doesn't matter if they are or not. They're working inside in the shop.
They're
Go
working.
on.
They're in the shop,
Go on.
and they took an ocean one of the days. Right. So let's just say the trade in Lavin's Women's Wear, not great.
Right, okay.
Especially with the pandemic and everything, they weren't making huge money.
Right.
And one day,
Drastic
the
changes.
two girls said, "Will we do an old Facebook video?"
Yeah.
Right. So Sean McCarthy's mammy, she's the camera woman,
Right.
and the other lady, her sister, she does the style.
Right.
And to start every video with like editor here now, hello ladies, you're very welcome to Lavin's video today. Right? And they do a daily video
Okay.
of the stuff they want to feature. So might be a lovely blouse,
Right.
right? The sizes 14 to 16.
Oh.
And
So there are two sizes there. One size.
14, 15 and 16.
There's no
look, I'm
15.
just making this up. Is
Size
it
is
15?
Size is 6 to 20.
Oh, right, yeah, sorry.
Jesus, Ray.
Anyway, yeah, so they basically do a little promo on the
Yeah.
stuff.
Great.
They're after getting out the door with business.
No, I'm delighted.
Because
That's great.
there's people, there's women
There's women looking for frocks.
up and down the
They were
country.
saying, get the frock out of here. I want that yoke now.
Watch
Get
this.
that frocking thing on me right now.
I would just say, check out Lavin's Women's Wear because they're the most heartwarming videos.
Oh, lovely. I love
doing
that.
like the lovely little cardigans and there'd be pantsuits and there'd be
Yeah.
all sorts of stuff. But apparently, this is Sean McCarthy's mammy
Yeah.
was telling me that now the takings have gone out the window. She'd be there at 11:30 at night.
Till it's full.
11:30 at night, getting messages from young ones in Cork saying, "Can I get that blouse?"
What?
Yeah. No,
I tell you,
Facebook is marvelous.
and no one ever told us like that. Obviously, marketing yourself like that is of such benefit, like, and especially in video form,
Yeah, if only we had someone in our lives
telling us that
that
that's
would
the way to
actually
go.
help us with that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
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 Someone we could maybe give 20% of a pound to.
Yeah, they wouldn't go off and do his own show.
Yeah, I wouldn't go out to his own show and get his old Olympians. I'm going to get... Do you know what, man? You have Olympians, Brendan. I'm going to get a fella who won, like, the sports day in school, 100-metre sprint. We get him on. That's a real athlete. Right? Down the grammar. Who down the grammar won the 100-metre sprint? Let's get him in here now and talk to him.
Can we do the quiz section?
Of course, we can do the quiz section, Ray. I don't know what you mean, but yes, we
It's
can.
very quick, short quiz
Go
section.
on, hit me, yeah.
Are you familiar with the song Alanis Morissette, One Hand in My Pocket?
I've got one hand in my...
Stop it. I want you to tell me the 5 things the other hand was doing in the song.
Ripping one out.
No. Come on now, think about this. So she's one hand in the pocket. What other things was the other hand doing?
And the other hand...
You can do it at home
Is
as well
giving
now.
you the finger was one of them, wasn't it?
It was, wait, let's see now.
That job.
No. No.
The other hand was baking a cake.
No, there was no.
The other hand was burying her father. Huh?
No.
The other hand was
Do you want me to tell you?
the other hand was lifted silage.
There was one hand was playing a piano.
One hand was playing the piano, Ray. That was only one of the hands. The other one was in the pocket.
In the pocket.
Yeah, but after she played the piano, Ray, the other hand was changing light bulbs in the house. I'm almost certain.
The one was giving a peace sign.
That's what I went the opposite.
Yeah, you went
I
the
said it
opposite,
was
yeah.
sticking up the fingers. I knew there was something to do with sticking up the fingers.
Flicking a cigarette.
The other one was flicking the bean.
Yeah.
Or something along those lines, if I
There
remember
was
it
another one
correctly.
giving a high five.
The other one was giving a high five. There's one more left.
One more left.
Don't feckin' tell me, Ray, because I'm almost certain I know of it.
Go on.
Jesus Christ. The other one was buying a blouse in Lavins. I'm
Hail-
almost certain.
hailing a
One
taxi
hand
cab.
in my pocket, and the other one was buying that blouse below. What was it?
Hailing a taxi cab.
Hailing a taxi cab.
Yeah.
Up. That job.
That job.
Hey. Yep.
You
Did
didn't
that-
do very well in that quiz.
Well, I mean, they were there or thereabouts. Some of them were close, man. Sticking up the fingers, like,
Yeah.
you turn it around as P. Isn't that funny, too? 2 fingers, regardless of which, like, depending on which way your hand is going.
Yeah, you could be doing it yourself.
Or you could be doing the opposite, like, you know what I mean? You're just sticking up the fingers, giving you the piece. Or saying, peace, Kendy, stick up the fingers of that dirty bowsy. Come here. Were you watching any of the Olympics, Ray, no?
No.
You didn't watch any of it?
None of it.
Not even would you not even get into the Olympics, like?
Why would I get into the Olympics?
It's not even like a sporting event. It's like a spectacle.
I tried to watch Mona on her first race.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
Okay,
swimmer.
you tried to.
Tried to. I got the time wrong.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, like, look, I tried. I could only last 6 seconds. The race is about 50 seconds long, like, and you couldn't get through that, I thought you were going to say.
No.
Fair play to Mona McSharry, genuinely.
And
But
Chris O'Donnell, he's the Hollywood actor.
Yeah, that's right. Chris O'Donnell as
From
well.
Grange.
Fair play to him. He was in Bridesmaids.
Yeah.
He done savage as well, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, he was unreal, that fella. But just the spectacle of the Olympics, you wouldn't even get into that, like.
What
just
spectacle?
Because it's not even just a sporting event. It's like, it's a theatre event, like. There's so much to it, like, you know.
Did you watch it?
I watched it every night. I worked every day,
Yeah.
right? And I still got up and watched RTE at 3 o'clock every morning.
Jeez.
I swear to God, just to get something in. And the best thing about the Olympics is everyone turns into an expert.
Right.
I was watching it with Nicola, the triple jump, women's triple jump, right?
Right.
I'll get on to what my favourite thing about the women's triple jump is, but my favourite thing is when they land in the sand and the jocks go up their arse. Anyway, so the women's triple jump, right? And I was judging it, like I was actually there judging it. I said, Nicola, her second stage there wasn't great. She only got about 1.5 meters on that second jump. And what the hell do I know about it? I was looking at a pole vault going, his feet they're not squaring, Nicola. You know what I mean?
I like the shot put.
Everyone. Oh, that's brilliant. Do you like the
Yeah.
roars of them?
What?
Like, do they need to be roaring like
They
that?
don't.
You know what the hammer throw and the shot put, right?
Yeah.
So the shot put, for some reason, if drive it into your neck, I don't know why. Hold it like that. Swing it around and fuck it like as far as you can. Why are you holding it in your neck, right?
Because apparently you throw it further if it comes from your neck.
But let me try it and let's see if I can throw it more than 60 meters. But you know the hammer throw, they throw it about 80 meters or something like that, right? But my favorite part is they throw it. The throw is done, right? Your physical excursion is over, but they roar for 15 seconds. Right? So they spin and they spin and they spin and they get mad dizzy, right? And then they throw it. And when they throw it, they go, "Wah!" And they don't stop until it lands. I'm like, your roaring isn't making that go another 10 meter, man. It's like the tennis players, like, ah! Like, why are you roaring at, man? Jesus Christ of Almighty. But in fairness to the Irish people, we rode very well. The Skibbereen boys came in,
Irish
but the
always ride
Irish
very well.
people did what they do best at the Olympics, and we leave you at this one.
Boxed
They
the head of them.
bet the face of the rest of the world.
They did, didn't they?
They landed in and they boxed the ears of the rest
How
of the
many
world.
gold medals was had?
Oh, I don't know. They did 1 gold,
Yeah.
right? Well, just in boxing they had 1 gold, but they had a few other medals as well. Did your man, did Bucky Boo get a gold medal, Brendan? Yeah. There was loads of gold medals throughout all the events anyway. So fair play. So for a small little country like that, Raymond.
Is it all on
unbelievable.
at 3 o'clock in the morning though? Was that what the problem was?
Yeah, because it was in Tokyo.
That's why did they put it on
Yeah,
in Tokyo?
as in a Tokyo ages. You had to get up and then fucking... It was
Why
unreal.
didn't they put it on in a country where the time was right?
They should have. They should have put it on here. Like, why didn't they put it on in Sligo?
Yeah, but if they didn't
You
want
know-
to put it on in Tokyo, do it at a time that would suit us to watch
I
it.
know, it was ridiculous.
Like,
you
I
see.
find that 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening is my time for watching something like that.
Yeah, that's the same with me as well. I hated having to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and watch it.
Daftness.
My favourite events were the horse riding, the equestrian events, right?
Oh, yeah, the trotting.
Where they had to... The trotting is a great one. That's horse dancing, right? If they did that in Ireland, they'd be arrested.
Yeah.
You can't dance, even if you're a horse, right? But you know the horse jumping ones and all that, the equestrian, you jump and, oh my God, you done well over that joke there. My favourite thing about that is the people on the podium then get up holding their gold medals and all that. And I'm like, put the horse on the thing.
The horse did all the work.
You did nothing.
Yeah.
Right? And that was proven in the women's decathlon or octopathon when the Irish woman, the poor old devil, felt so sorry for her. The horse said, no shagging way. He was like, are you telling me I don't get a medal at this Olympics again? I'm not doing it then. And he wouldn't do it for her. And she was crying above and top of him. And he was going, no way am I going doing this anymore. My other favourite part of the Olympics, and I promise we're leaving it on this one, Ray. One of the very first days of the Olympics, the women's triathlon was on.
Yeah.
Unbelievable event of endurance.
What's a triathlon?
Like, actually sickening how the endurance that these people need.
What
they
is it?
swim for 10 kilometres.
Right.
Then they walk for 32,000 miles. No. Then they swim.
500 miles?
They swim. Right.
Do they walk for 500
and for
miles?
500 more as well after it.
Yeah.
They swim for 10 kilometres, then they cycle for like 30 kilometres or something, and then they run then for another 10 or 20 kilometres. I don't know. But the endurance is unbelievable. An Irish woman came in, and me and Nicola are watching this, and like, I was emotional watching her come in because I knew how much it was hurting her over the last 500 metres, right? And I was like, Nicola, look at this attrition. Like, this is unbelievable, right? Getting emotional. She got over the line, she puked. And I was like, oh, fuck. It's not quite as, it's not quite as emotive as it was to her. She literally made it a yard over the thing. And they were like, and here comes, Maureen Chassis. She's on the way in for Ireland Fair Play. Oh, fuck. Let's get camera 2 off her there. Hello, camera 2 off the woman puking, please, if you don't mind. But it's unbelievable. The Olympics is unreal crack.
Yeah, who won it in the end?
Who won the Olympics?
Was it Brazil? Brazil are awful whores for winning all these things.
The Americans came out with the most gold medals. A 14-year-old Chinese girl won the diving. Honestly, better than Neymar or Raheem Sterling or any of them, man.
Okay.
No, a 14-year-old kid won the diving. Honestly.
Was there a Belarusian lady that had to substantiate herself to Poland because of the fact she gave out about the coaches?
She came out and they said, how come you didn't win, Belarusian lady? Vladdy, right?
Imagine if Roy Keane lived in Belarusia. How dead would he be?
But that's a serious thing, though, because then they said, oh, you don't like us doing us, and they cornered her before she was leaving, and she had to get protection. Unbelievable shit that goes on over there in Eastern Europe. Anyway, lovely
that was
friends
the Olympics.
That was the Olympics.
Brazil.
Come here, we do have to do some shout-outs, Ray.
Okay.
Before we hit the diff and all that, and I'm going to forget about them otherwise, so we
I
just
have
get through to
shout-outs
them.
too, that's why I'm trying to... Oh, hold on now. Did you want to drop of the sleepwalking?
Oh, yes. Give it to me.
Yeah.
Hit me with some sleepwalking,
just a little
please.
dropping.
Please.
It's gotten
I love
worse.
this. Has it?
It's gotten worse.
Can I tell you that it's happening to me now as well?
Is
Not
it?
the sleepwalking though, but I know what you're on about. So we finished Flatfest yesterday.
Yeah.
I couldn't sleep last night because I thought we had left gear.
You had the same crack as me then, so...
I thought we had left gear in the Peace Park.
Right.
And I was getting up, like waking up and getting up and going, I have to go get that, and then going, no, I don't.
No, you don't. It's an awful feeling.
You fucking freaked me out, man. But go on anyway, sorry.
No, it's gotten particularly bad the last week.
Okay, go.
And, let me see here now. Get it down.
Let me make sure I'm getting you here, Raymond. I am.
No. That sounds like a man possessed.
Man, that sounds like The Conjuring.
Yeah. There's more.
You're speaking in tongues.
Huh? Oh, totally, yeah. Totally tongues.
I used to like this segment.
Here we go.
Hey.
Yes, where are you okay? You're fit to anyone doing shit.
It's terrible.
Oh, shit. More space. Body.
I don't like it anymore.
Neither does Laura.
I don't like it anymore, Red.
She's not enjoying it.
Red, is there more?
No, I think that's it.
I don't. That took a sinister turn, man. Your sleepwalking used to be great crack, man. I didn't realise it was in The Exorcist. We're going to have to ring the Bishop of Elfin to come down and exercise you, man. You'd be ripping your little leggings, you'd be shiting to the ground and everything inside in the room. I don't like that, man. You spoke in tongues there.
Yeah.
I'd love to know if we could get it, like, professionally analysed to see where you're saying that.
It'd be nice.
Imagine if it turned out if you were saying, like, I'm going to burn Sligo to the ground.
Or if it was some sort of ancient Hebrew language.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Imagine.
Yeah.
If you're like, the third coming is here, he's going to be here now tomorrow at 5 o'clock. He's coming in the Ballymore train. You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't know. Like, you could have been saying anything there.
What are your shout-outs?
Oh, let me get to them. So, as you all know, I haven't mentioned it yet, but I was doing Flatfest.
Yes.
Right? I met an old friend of ours and an old friend of the podcast by the name of Dylan Carlos.
Okay.
Right? And says he to me, how are you, Kendy? I said, Dylan, I'm flat out, man. I'm trying to be talking to you. Get the... No, I said hello to him. I said, how are you keeping? How are things? Lovely. He's from Roscommon.
Sure.
And he is one of the best fiddle players, Ray. He's one of the top 500 fiddle players in Casablancas. He's like right up there with that.
Sure.
He asked me to give a shout out to him, but he also asked to shout out Pork Hughes, Dara Canavan, and Ciara Linsky. Fair play to every single one of ye. They love listening.
Fair play to them.
That is dead right.
Who's this book that listened to the whole 125 episodes in 5 weeks?
Yeah, we got to find that gentleman's name, Ray.
Yeah. In the meantime, Maria the Noel from Cavan. Jeez, it does feel like Midwest Radio when we get into this stuff. Maria the Noel from Cavan. Fair play to them. They were down at the gig there on Sunday night in Anderson's, the Menendez Event Centre. Fair play to Anderson's putting on the music again. All over the place. I won't say where, but all over the place they're putting it on.
So you won't say where it is in Anderson's?
Oh, well, it's out in the marquee and then it's all over the place. Do you know?
But wherever it travels, it travels.
It
Ray,
travels,
like, you know
and
what I
it's
mean?
nice to see the music on again. And fair play to Maria the Noel coming down from Cavan to see it. Have
Fair
your
play to
next
them.
name there now.
The next name is Seamus O'Mara, ladies and gentlemen.
Is he some book from IT Tralee or something, is he?
Well, let me have a
That's
look
I
at him
looked
here
at his
now.
kind of profile. Look,
IT Tralee is right. He's third year in Ag Science.
he's just a young fella. like.
Imagine the conversation me and him would have. Like, talk about... I would know nothing ever that he ever says.
But he's
a third year in Ag Science.
He's now studied 3 years of your life.
Yeah, I know.
So he'd have a lot to talk to
He
you about.
listened to 3 years of podcast
Yeah.
in 5
5 weeks. That's feckin' scary.
So a big shout out to Seamus, and there's one more that we do have to get onto. And her name is, I mean, I have it here, Ray. I'm not stalling.
I have 2 items already.
Come here, Annette Cruden.
All right.
Annette Cruden or Cruden or whatever the hell. Fair play to you. We love you very much. She said, for Jesus' sake, the husband is gone to episode 65 without me. You
She's
better
already
catch up, Annette,
Yeah.
because she said she only listened to about 10 episodes.
That was
Ray-
what? What episode was that?
That's 125, I think. Isn't it?
125?
I'm almost
I
certain
think
that's
it's
125.
126.
Is it?
I think it's 126. It's 125.
125.
Yeah, it's 125.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sure, we'll definitely be back next week for
We'll
126.
definitely be back for
We've our
126.
holidays done. Sorry, Ray's holidays done.
And you were getting your holidays when?
Well, I did my holidays for the podcast so I could work. You know?
Right, okay.
So I'm not going to take any holidays.
What did Brendan say to me there? 100,000 listens. Oh, yeah.
Oh, Ray, Brendan's after reminding us we have officially hit 100,000 listens on the Kendy and Raybo podcast. So thanks, Brendan, to everyone, genuinely to everyone who listens every week.
Yeah.
It's unreal. And all those people, we say it all the time, all those people that are catching up.
Yeah.
Like when I hear someone listen to us in 5 weeks,
It's mental.
or a woman there who's saying that she's 10 episodes in, her husband's 65, like that is crazy.
Or
like.
anyone that just listens to
because
it and enjoys it.
I know, it's unreal. I would not go back and
No.
listen. It's crazy. So look, we appreciate it so much. We wouldn't be doing it if we weren't getting messages like that all the time. Genuinely.
exactly.
That interaction makes us go, we better keep going, chatting a bit of shite.
Fair play to you.
So fair play to every single one of us. Fair play to Brendan. Thank God he's back.
Yeah.
Fingers like lightning, that fella does, man. He has fingers like his own single sewing machine. And Ray, fair play to me as well.
Fair play to me.
Good luck.
Good luck. The Kendy and Raybo podcast, sponsored by Anderson's Bar and Grill and the Blind Tiger Bar.